Welcome to POLI-TRICKS. Sorry we took a hiatus. Malusi boy sent us in a spin and we aren't playing hide and seek like JP Smith on the Cape Flats. So we're here to talk about another myth. Does property ownership create wealth and for whom? For example, take this garage in Camps Bay. It costs about, can I get a drum roll please? There, you guessed it, 2 million rand. Talk about parking in the high-end zone. So who can afford this? When 75% of the people in this city cannot afford a home, let alone a parking spot for 2 million rand? So does property ownership create wealth and for whom? So let's pretend this is an episode of MTV Cribs. And let's consider the neighborhood of Camps Bay, where the price tags are as steep as the mountain views. It's like living on a gold-plated summit. The houses here start at about 10 million, the apartments about 5 million, and the sales go between 25 million to 99 million. If you were able to purchase a house in this area, the annual rate of return is about 8%. So if you were going to buy a property worth 10 million rand in Camps Bay, Bantry Bay or Fresnay, like our president, after 10 years, that property would be worth 38 million rand. But only 2 out of every 1,000 people can afford that. Wow. Could you imagine the queue at Home Affairs and only the first 2 people in that queue get served? There would be an absolute riot. Let's look at another example. Let's look at Khayelitsha. If you were to buy a property here, so the houses here, they start at around 500,000, sell for about 1 million. The annual rate of return in this area is about 4.8%. So if you were to buy a property in Khayelitsha or Mitchell's Plain for about 1 million rand, after 10 years, that property would be worth about 1.9 million rand. So does property ownership create wealth and for whom? Further, only 150 people out of every 1,000 people can afford a home in Mitchell's Plain or Khayelitsha. So if you imagined 1,000 people as an entire school from grade 1 to matric, only the matrics would be able to afford a home in Khayelitsha or Mitchell's Plain. 710 out of 1,000 people cannot afford a home in Cape Town. Wow. So what can we do about it? Should we introduce a mansion tax, where if you can afford a home of 20 million rand, surely you can afford to assist someone who's truly in need of housing with their levies? Wouldn't that level the playing field and give the rich a taste of what it's like? It's kind of a Robin Hood mechanism. Should we insist on a higher service charge, where people who generally sweat our water and electricity, we should get them to sweat their wallets and pay an even higher service charge? Einstein once said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Here in Cape Town, we need to stop repeating the mistakes of the past. We need to break the divided city. We need to give people dignified homes. Finding shelter shouldn't be something on a treasure hunt. It should be the first step of taking people out of poverty. Where people live matters.